Today we're going to be working on Unit 5, Lesson 6. So pick up Lesson 6, the packet from the blue basket, put it in the Unit 5 tab of your notebook, open up your Chromebook, close all of your tabs except our Google Classroom and your Desmos calculator, or you can pick up a calculator from the wall. Every day when you come to class, stay on task. You can chat and work in your group only about the topic. Be fully engaged, answer questions, participate in discussions, use your calculator or Desmos when asked, and go to the board when you're asked. Calling on students is random, so I know that sometimes you may not feel prepared, but we need to take that effort to go and let everyone help us when we're at the board. So be helping anybody that's at the board, because when you're at the board, you're going to want to be helped too. Be sure to ask and answer questions. All right, lesson 5.6 is on area, volume, and density. The learning targets. I can solve problems involving density with area or volume. I know that the density of an object is the ratio between its mass and its volume or area. All right, turn to page 91 in your packet and work on these 4 questions. The first question, well, all of these questions actually involve unit rates. We're going to be calculating unit rates. So jot that down in your workbook. All right, you're going to need your calculator, and we want to interpret on question number 1, what is Noah's typing speed? If he can type 240 word paragraph in 8 minutes, how many words can he type per minute? All right, so you see the per minute. I'm going to underline that. Okay, so I'm going to be dividing by the amount of minutes that I have. Okay, we've got 240 words, so I'm going to put 240 on top. And I'm going to divide by the unit, and our unit is minutes. So 240 divided by 8. And we'll get our answer, and that'll tell us how many words he can type per minute. Let's set up question number 2. A 52 fluid ounce bottle of orange juice costs $3.12. What is the cost per ounce? Again, I'm going to underline per ounce. So I'm going to be dividing by the number of ounces I have. So I've got 52 ounces. Okay, the cost is $3.12. So it's $3, 3.12 divided by 52. Always divide by what comes after per. All right, question number 3. A teacher has 63 pencils and 21 students. How many pencils are there per student? All right, so let's find students. That number is 21. So we're going to be dividing by 21. Write that down as your divisor. Okay, 63 pencils, so we're dividing up a total of 63 between 21 students. When we put that in our calculator and we solve that problem, we're going to have our answer. And then question number 4, we're just setting the problems up now. A DJ guarantees at least 20 songs in 90 minutes. So we have these 2 numbers to set up in a ratio. Okay, we're going to be dividing by what number? All right, let's look at the question. Let me get my highlighter. I'm going to highlight the question. What is the maximum average length of each song? So it says each song. Think of that as per song. So we're going to be dividing by 20. Okay. All right, and then we have 90 minutes. So 90 divided by 20. All right, now that we've got these set up, we're going to put these into Desmos and answer the questions. So for number 1, 240 divided by 8, the answer is 30. So Noah can type 30 words per minute. All right, the next question that we set up, $3.12. I forgot my decimal here. Let me put it here. And it would be, move it over 2 places, 1, 2. It's going to be 0.06. In other words, 6 cents. Cost per ounce is 6 cents per ounce. All right, question number 3. A teacher has 63 pencils. There's 21 students. We want to know how many pencils per student. So we're dividing by the number of students. We've set that up. We have 21 students, 63 pencils, and that's going to be 3 pencils per student. All right, the last one, we divided 90 by 20 because we want to know the length of each song. So that's per song. How many minutes per song? So 90 divided by 20, put that in your calculator, and you should get 4.5 minutes per song. All right, now that you've written that down, if you have any questions, you'll have to email me or write your questions on a sticky note and place them on the door so I can get back to you with your answers. All right, we're going to move on to the warm-up. All right, I'm going to ask you to look at this map below. It's showing the population density expressed as persons per square mile from the 2020 census. Now, in the left-hand box, left-hand column, write down anything that you notice. So look at it closely. Look at the map. Look at the color coding. Look at the numbers that you have. Read the words and write down some things that you notice. It can be anything. And then if you have questions, in the right-hand column under Wonder, write down any questions you have, things that you wonder about. Take some time to do that. If you want to pause the video here and work with your group or work with a partner, stay quiet and you can chat about this and get some things written down. I will be checking what you're writing down in this lesson in the notebook check next week. All right, when you're done with that, move to activity number 1, population density. All right, I want to make sure that I just reinforce, I want you to be working with someone. So if you're by yourself because people are absent, it's okay to move into a group that has an opening, but at least work with one person, if not 4 people. Okay, and discuss this lesson. All right, share some things that you noticed and wondered. Let me go back to the last slide. With your partner or with your group, once you're done with this activity. And then you can pause the video here, discuss, and then move into activity number 1, population density. All right, make sure that you understand that the density in the situation is the measurement of population per unit of area. This tells us how many people would live within 1 square mile if the population of Mecklenburg County were evenly distributed across its land area. So think about these questions. You might want to jot them down. How do you calculate the population density? All right, I want you to write this down. Divide the total population by the land area in square miles. All right, so let's look at the first column. Okay, I'm looking at, trying to get my pen to work here. I'm looking at Wake County. Okay, so we're going to be looking at this column right here. Make sure you're at the right place in your workbook. We have the population density and we have the land area in square miles. All right, do you remember what I said about how to calculate population density? Okay, look and see what you wrote down. To calculate population density, let me underline this. We're going to divide the total population right here. We're going to divide that by the land area. Okay, I don't have the total population. I'm going to call that P. Okay, so P divided by 800, write this down in your workbook, 834.6 is going to equal to the population density, which is 1,353.3. Now I'm solving for P. So to solve for P, you need to multiply both sides by, let me adjust my pen a little bit, not quite as large. All right, I need to divide, not divide, but multiply both sides by 8,300. I'm reading that wrong, 834.6. So multiply both sides by 834.6. All right, pause the video, put that into your calculator, and then come back. Hope you had time to calculate that. Let me erase this. Okay, and all right, 1,353.3 times 834.6. Practice putting this in. And if I didn't get this right, just send me a note and let me know. But I got, let's see, 1,129,464.18. All right, we need to probably round that to the nearest whole number. 1,129,464. All right, now we have population density for Robeson County. Okay, do you remember how we calculated this? Okay, it's going to be total population. This is our total population, 116,530 divided by the land area. So this time I'm going to divide by L. And that's going to give me 123. All right, set that up to solve. Okay, this time we're solving for L. So we need to multiply both sides by L. Multiply by L on this side and L on the right-hand side. The L is going to cancel. And we'll have 116,530 is equal to 123L. Sorry, I'm drawing with my mouse. All right, that's an L at the end, not a 6. So write that down in your book, in your workbook, and then divide both sides by 123. Divide by 123. This is going to cancel here, and we'll be left with L, which is our land area in square miles. Okay, so pause the video, put this in your calculator, make sure this is written down in your workbook, and then come back and compare your answer with mine. All right, you can see where I put what I got in my calculator here. Can you compare your answer with mine? And if you have any questions about this, if you see any mistakes that I made, just email them to me or write them on a sticky note and leave them on the door inside of the classroom. And I'll address those later. Okay, again, it's going to be total population divided by land area. So for Hyde County, we're going to take 4,589 divided by 612.3. All right, pause, put this into Desmos, and come back and we'll compare answers for our population density. Okay, I got 7.494692.14437. So we're going to round that off to the nearest tenth. Rounding it off to the nearest tenth gives me, let me get my pen again, 7.5. Because that 9 is going to make that 4, turn that 4 into a 5. So 7.5 people per square mile. All right, let's move on to activity number 2. But make sure that you do the work, use your calculator, and show all of your steps. Okay, activity number 2, a fishy situation. So read through this, pause, read through this, highlight the important information, and we'll come back and we'll answer or work through this together. For activity number 2, we want to read through this problem, a fishy situation. An aquarium manager drew a blueprint for a cylindrical fish tank. The tank has a vertical tube in the middle in which visitors can stand and view the fish. So here in the middle, visitors can stand inside of here and view the fish in the cylindrical fish tank that's surrounding them. Now that gives enough room for the fish to swim while making sure that there are plenty of fish for people to see. The aquarium has 275 fish available. Let me highlight this information too. The tank is 16 fish per 100 gallons of water. Okay. Again, the aquarium has 275 fish available to put in the tank. Is this the right number of fish for the tank? If not, how many fish should be added or removed? Let's highlight this. There are 7.48 gallons of water in 1 cubic foot. Right now, I need you to think about what we previously did. How is the population density of fish similar to and different from the population density of people in North Carolina counties? Well, both are measures of how packed together the fish or the people are. The fish population is per cubic foot, and the population density of the North Carolina counties is per square mile. So we want this formula. Let me write this down, and I want you to write it down in your book. Okay, population density sorry, I'm writing with my mouse, is equal to the total population divided by or over the area or volume. I'll just abbreviate volume. All right, let's see what we have here. All right, what we need to do is we need to calculate the volume of the fish tank. So the fish tank is going to be the cylinder, this large cylinder. And let's calculate what the radius is, because we need to start from the center and go out here. If you look at this cylinder inside that yellow part, we've got 2 feet to add to the 3 feet to get the radius for the entire cylinder. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So let's start with the radius of 5. And remember your formula, pi r squared times the height. Okay, the radius is 5, so we're going to put 5 here, 5 squared times 4. The height is 4. Okay, and we're going to leave it in terms of pi for right now. So 5 times 5 is 25, and 25 times 4 is 100. Okay, so the volume of the entire cylinder is 100 pi. That's the exact volume. All right, now we're going to subtract the yellow cylinder on the inside. We're going to take that out because that's where the people are going to stand. Okay, so that's not filled with water. All right, so the radius here is 2. So it's going to be pi times the radius squared. So that the radius is 2 squared times the height, and the height is still 4. So 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 4 is 16. So that's going to be 16 pi. All right, so let's take our 100, the entire cylinder, minus 16. And 100 minus 16, looking for a place to draw. So 100, let me go down here. 100 pi minus 16 pi is 84 pi. All right, that's what's left in the fish tank part that's surrounding that yellow cylinder. All right, so let's go ahead and multiply 84 times pi and use your pi key on your calculator, and let's round off to the nearest hundredth. All right, so I got 263.89. We round off to the nearest hundredth. All right, we have 275 fish, okay, available to put in the tank. All right, now what we've calculated is volume. So we have 263 and 89 hundredths, if I'm carrying it out to the nearest hundredths, cubic feet. Okay, let's calculate how many gallons that is by multiplying by 7.48. So we're going to take this, multiply it times 7.48. All right, pause this for a moment, put this in your calculator, see if you come up with what I come up with. All right, now look at the right. 7.48 times 263.89 is 1,973.8972. All right, now with this amount, this is how many gallons we have. So we're going to divide this by 100. 1973.8972 divided by 100. And when we get our answer, we're going to multiply by 16, because 16 fish per 100 gallons of water, and that amount is 315.82. We have 275 fish, so we have enough room for our fish. We could put even more in there. All right, some things to think about. So read through this and then go to your summary and glossary There's not going to be a lot tested over this, but we need to know about density, population density, and the mass and volume weight. There's not going to be a lot of questions over that, more population density. Practice these problems on pages 99 through 102, question 4, question 5A, question 9, and question 10. Answer those in your workbook. And then in study.com, there will be the volume formulas for pyramids, prisms, cones, and cylinders. Complete that. And there may be 2 more. Look for those most recent over volume formulas, surface area of pyramids, prisms, cones, and cylinders. All right, get those done, and we will review for our test on Friday.